Forgotten Realms, Edition 3.5. Adderposts, Part 2. Narthex. This small cubic chamber is built of hewn stone blocks. In the ceiling is a trapdoor, and an archway in the east wall leads into darkness. The floor is tiled with a mosaic depicting a swarm of scorpions, snakes, and spiders. Runes are carved into the other three walls. The trapdoor in the ceiling leads into the Adderpost shop, emerging just behind the counter. The archway leads into the rest of the catacombs. The runes on the walls are in Draconic, and they read, the serpent never sleeps. Anyone standing on the floor of the narthex triggers a trap that fills the room with poisonous gas. Sinceranth and the occultist are aware of the trap and get past it with a hidden switch bypass located high up on the north wall, where it is reachable from either entryway to the narthex. In addition, the Spirit Naga usually casts alarm centered on the top of the archway to warn it when guests, welcome or not, arrive. The spell's radius is sufficient to alert the Naga to the presence of customers in the store above as well. Their storerooms. These chambers were once used by the cult of Sapphasins to hold temple goods, but Duskard now uses them to hold purloined goods he intends to fence. At any given time, as much as 800 gold pieces worth of stolen property is stored in each of these 4 rooms. However, such items are usually bulky and hard to dispose of without drawing unwanted attention from the local authorities. Buried amidst the junk is in the southeast room is a small trap coffer containing 8 packets of Mordain powder worth 200 gold pieces each. Sansarith's Nest. This 20-foot square chamber contains all manner of debris arranged in the fashion of a large nest. The junk on the floor gives cover to anyone who crouches down behind it. Moreover, anyone attempting to navigate the room can do so only at normal speed and must make a balance check DC 5 each round to make progress. The nest is home to the Spirit Naga Sincerith, who spends most of its time here experimenting with magical processes. If Sincerith has received warning of the PC's presence from its alarm spell or by any other means, it prepares for the encounter by casting Detect Thoughts, Darkness, Protection from Energy, Fire, in Mage armor. Then it hides behind the debris in the room to gain cover. When the PCs enter, the Naga uses his sleep ability first, followed by a suggestion that they turn around and leave. If these tactics fail to get rid of the intruders, it uses its charming gaze on one and tries to make that character defend it. When Sincerith Sincerith joins combat. It leads off with magic missiles, then uses Cloud Kill and its other offensive spells to best advantage. If forced into melee, the Naga uses its Poisonous Bite. If Sincerith is losing the battle, it flees towards the portal and tries to escape to Ubel. If captured, the Naga pretends to be just another cultist and tries to convince the PCs to go through the portal arch after the leader of the cult. It lies about the key to ensure that the PCs trip the trap if they seem inclined to leave the Naga behind. Otherwise, it tells the truth and provides them with the correct key so that they can deliver themselves to the slavers on the other end. Hidden in and among the detritus are gems worth 500 gold pieces in total, plus 8 attuned gems. A gem of alarm, a gem of horizicals boom, a gem of shout, a gem of suggestion, and 3 gems of summon swarm. The Portal Arch. The portal to Ubel is an archway filled with stone and engraved with vaguely serpentine glyphs. This two-way keyed portal connects the catacombs beneath Adderposts with the underways of Ubel. The key required for passage to Ubel is a stinger from a scorpion, dead or alive. The key required for returning to Ensombra is a rattlesnake rattle, which Sincerith inherently possesses, thanks to its tail rattle feet. Both keys are known only to Sincerith, who guards its thoughts with its amulet of mind shielding, although the Yuan-Ti of Ubel would dearly like to acquire knowledge of them. Attempting to employ the portal from this direction without the proper key triggers a trap that summons a swarm of vipers. The summoned swarm attacks any living creature it encounters, including Sincerith and its followers if they are present. Chapel of Cethacins. This round chamber has a slightly concave roof and floor, lifelike depictions of writhing serpents, scuttling spiders, and fierce-looking scorpions have been carved into the walls, floor, and ceiling. In the center of the chamber stands a stone altar carved in the shape of a coiled serpent, with its head tilted back and its jaws opened, impossibly wide. Several misshapen reptilian creatures stand guard to either side of the altar. Several misshapen reptilian creatures stand guard to either side of the altar. A successful DC-15 spot check reveals that many of the carved serpents seem to collectively assume a humanoid form. The serpent's mouth forms a wide, flat bowl large enough to hold the body of a medium creature, and its throat is a narrow tube that drains blood from sacrifices. If Cethacins Talona is pleased with a sacrifice, the response is typically a swarm of centipedes, spiders, or vipers that pours forth from the serpent's throat into the bowl. The swarm then acts at the behest of the person who offered the sacrifice. If you're interested in that, see the Book of Vile Darkness for more details about sacrifices to dark gods. The altar is guarded by 16 brood guards. One of these was once Dusker's wife, who is thought to have died of a wasting disease by most Sembrans. The other was a lone traveler recruited as a guinea pig to test the distillation of Yuan-Ti venom, herbs, and roots supplied by the Yuan-Ti of Ubel for creating tainted ones. If the PCs are searching for an NPC and you want to end the adventure here, this latter brood guard is that missing NPC. Otherwise, assume the person they seek was sent on to Ubel as a slave. There is a collapsed tunnel. This tunnel once continued on to the east, but it was since collapsed. If you want to expand the adventure, this tunnel could lead to heretofore undiscovered vaults, which might contain additional treasures of the cult, undead remains of the long-vanished cultist, or even the mummified remains of one or more Saruk.